Do you think it's possible to love somebody so much that you write songs about them? Because if not, then we are fucked. My name is Maya Bishop. I am 27 years old and the only person I've ever loved left me. This is my story. I was a quiet soul, an indie songwriter with lyrics filled with aching honesty. I could turn heartbreak into poetry, and I've had plenty of practice. Love had come and gone like passing storms, leaving me here stranded on an island of memories, each wave crashing over me, whispering your name. I built my life on solid ground in a sleepy coastal town. My apartment was tucked away above a vinyl shop. I had the ocean winds singing along with my guitar, and my days were spent writing lyrics and pouring coffee at the corner cafe. It was cozy, peaceful, perfect for a girl like me, who preferred the company of ghosts and melodies. Then she arrived, Giovanna, a fiery, unapologetic dance instructor from Rio who decided to move to this sleepy town and open her own studio. When she entered my life, it was like bringing gasoline to a bonfire. She had this way of existing that took up all the space in a room. You couldn't help but notice her, and once you did, you couldn't look away. Passion ran through her veins. She moved like she had rhythm stitched into her bones. She loved loudly, laughed freely, and never backed down from what she wanted. And what she wanted, it seemed, was me. I could see the moment she laid eyes on me. It was one of those typical Tuesday evenings at the local open mic night. I was halfway through one of my slower songs, and I could feel eyes on me. I glanced up to see a sea of faces, most of them regulars, some new, and then there she was, Giovanna, sitting near the front, her gaze unwavering. It was like she was dissecting the very essence of the song with her eyes locked onto mine. In the silence between chords, our eyes met and she didn't look away. There was something in that gaze, a silent conversation passing between us. It sent a shiver down my spine, a melody of intrigue weaving its way into my heart. After my set, I was greeted by the usual applause, the murmurs of appreciation, but it was her applause that echoed in my ears, the one that mattered. As the night wound down, I found myself scanning the crowd, searching for her. I spotted her by the door, a playful smile on her face, her eyes sparkling with mischief. She held up a red rose, not a real one, but one made from a napkin. Her smile widened as our eyes met. "You sang like you felt everything twice," she said, her voice lilting like a samba beat. "Maybe you'll let me feel it with you." It was a bold move, unexpected, and yet it resonated with a chord deep within me. I felt a tug, a melody of curiosity pulling me towards her. That night, we talked for hours, her laughter echoing in my empty apartment. We talked about dreams, fears, and the unspoken language of music. By the end of the night, I had a feeling this was just the beginning of our duet. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but there was something about her energy, her spirit, that was both exhilarating and terrifying, like walking on a tightrope between passion and peril. The next few weeks were a whirlwind. She swept into my life like a tropical storm, turning my world upside down. She dragged me out for walks on the beach at midnight, our feet sinking into the wet sand. We danced to Latin music in my kitchen as I cooked, her body moving like liquid fire. She made me laugh harder than I had in years, challenging me, teasing me, bringing out sides of me I didn't know existed. I found myself falling into her rhythm, into her energy, into her love. But it wasn't always smooth sailing. Her fire sometimes clashed with my calm. We're like two instruments playing different melodies, sometimes harmonious, sometimes discordant. After one particularly intense argument about a song I refused to share with her, I retreated into my shell. It was a work in progress, a raw piece of my soul, and I was afraid to lay it bare, afraid of what it might expose. "You keep building walls," she said, her voice trembling, "and I keep dancing in circles outside them." Those words hit me like a guitar chord struck too close to the heart. I had a tendency to build walls to create distance. But with her, I felt vulnerable, exposed, and the vulnerability was terrifying. 4 days, I shut her out, hiding behind my music, pouring my emotions into lyrics and melodies. But her absence was a melody in itself, a discordant note that jarred my soul. The silence of my apartment was deafening without her laughter. The ocean waves seemed to whisper her name. I missed her terribly. One night, I broke down. I called her, my voice cracking with unshed tears. She didn't hesitate. She was at my doorstep within minutes, her eyes filled with concern, her touch gentle and reassuring. That night, we talked for hours, unraveling the threads of our emotions, learning to listen, to be patient. We were two souls dancing around each other, trying to find the perfect harmony. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Our love deepened, evolving into a melody that was uniquely ours. We learned to navigate each other's rhythms, to appreciate our differences, to celebrate our similarities. She introduced me to the world of dance, showing me that expressing yourself doesn't always need words. I showed her that sometimes silence can speak volumes. There were still moments when our melodies clashed, but now we had a shared language, a vocabulary of love that helped us communicate beyond words. We found a harmony in our differences, a rhythm in our chaos. She helped me realize that vulnerability isn't weakness, but strength. That being seen, truly seen, is a privilege reserved for those who dare to love fiercely. She taught me that love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's in the silences, in the understanding glances, in the shared smiles. She loved me, all of me, the quiet parts, the loud parts, the broken parts, the beautiful parts. And in return, I loved her with every fiber of my being. Our love story wasn't a fairy tale. It was real, messy, complicated, but it was ours. And in the grand orchestra of life, our love was a crescendo, a symphony of passion, pain, growth, and understanding. Looking back, I wouldn't trade our journey for anything, because in the tapestry of my life, she is a thread of gold, a melody that echoes in my soul. Now, whenever I sing for her. Whenever I write for us. And whenever I love I love fiercely, unapologetically, like a dance instructor from Rio who dared to love a songwriter with a broken heart. If she could love me, flaws and all, then I could love myself too. And that, my friends, is the most beautiful song of all. Thank you for watching. Do you have a favorite character? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed their story. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more heartwarming tailies. Your support means the world to me. Until next time, keep an eye out for love's melodies. They often show up in the most unexpected places.